I know this is not my normal Minecraft content, but a week ago I was asked on stream about why Duck5557474. What was the history of that name and what had happened before I started my YouTube channel, and I thought I would oblige with this video. Hello everybody, this is Duck and welcome to the history of Duck5557474. And this story begins not even with me. In 2014, in fact, with this man right here, PixelShot21, here on Sploder.com. Now, I have to set some background before I get to where I am in. In 2014, we were both in middle school. We were both good friends, and we were given a 20-time project. And if you don't know what 20-time project is, a 20-time project is every week students get 20 minutes to do something that they are purely passionate about with no structure and see what they can create from that. PixelShot21 chose Sploder.com, and he did a presentation about what Sploder was, and I'll get into that in a little bit, and like why it was great, and he even created some games to show us, and these were thrown up in here. However, he did not stay on Sploder very long. Some things went down, but in between him showing everybody Sploder and him no longer being on Sploder, he had presented to our class about what Sploder was, which Sploder is an online game creation tool that was through Adobe Flash. It's created by Jeff Gotteralt. There's a whole lot of options, which I'll go into later, about what like game creation and creativity, and that had piqued my interest. And so when I asked him about it after his presentation, he's like, "Ah, sure, I'll show you it." And so he showed me it a little bit more in depth. He was like, "Ooh, cool, I like this." And I said, "Hey, how would I create an account?" And he told me, "I will create you an account, and I will set your username, and then I'll just give you the account." He did more than that. He set my account, and he set my profile. And this is where Duck5557474 was birthed. It wasn't even birthed by me, which was very, very funny, I found. But after that, he ended up leaving the school. Didn't see much of him at all after that. But he had gotten me hooked on Sploder. And from Sploder, as you can see right here, my level and my joining, that it was not something that I did very, very lightly. Sploder was my childhood, and it was amazing. So Sploder.com, Duck5557474, the name was birthed, the avatar was birthed, and I just went. And I went and I went and I went. In fact, let me pull up some of my stuff here. Awards. It was a big deal for me. I was very, very proud of it. I'm really disappointed that when Adobe Flash went out, so did Sploder. Like this is the legacy site for Sploder. It isn't even Sploder itself, because if you try to log in, it doesn't work. But it was a really big thing for my childhood, so much that kind of got my creation process going. And I started game making and game development, and it was amazing, and I loved it. And I ended up publishing my first game during class. Actually, I wasn't paying attention in class. I was doing game creation, and if I can ever get back to it in the list of games I have here that aren't even playable anymore, I'll get there. Hopefully 34 pages. Nope, not even 40 pages of games. There we are. First game. My game very start of my game naming scheme was not very creative, I'll just say that. But yeah, this was my first game I published. I played Sploder for 2 years before I created games on it, which was really weird, because that was why I loved it. I loved Sploder for the game creation. And then as soon as I got in it, I didn't have the patience to game create. And so a lot of my very first games that I did, even 2 years after after being on the site, were really, really bad. And really, for me, the when it really got good was when I started taking inspiration from Super Mario Galaxy 2 and started doing similar level themes to that. And then I ended up creating two. I got to go all the way back to my home. Let's just do this. I ended up making two very big collections of games. Like, I had a lot, but the ones that I really liked was the Grandmaster Galaxy series, which was Mario Galaxy inspired difficult levels in each of the game creating types. So there was like several presets. You had your arcade, you had your 3D algorithm, you had your platformer, you had your physics, and then you had your top-down shooter style of game development, and then you just went from there with all the presets and created something wonderful. That was the whole goal of Sploder. And the Grandmaster series was I took Mario Galaxy inspired level design from each game type and I put it in there. And then on top of that, the next collection that I made was a Sploder Spy series, and that was all platform style, and I had an ongoing story that like finished off with a like ultimate collection package. And I loved that. I loved that a lot. The creation, as you can see by the view count, it was very inconsistent. My peak in Sploder was when Sploder was starting to go downhill in terms of like it. Sploder was like great. Peak was at 2014, right when I got in. But as it got closer and closer to Adobe's Flash's demise, Sploder also slowed down a little bit more and more. Now it was still great, but it was starting to go. But that is kind of what happened for me. Right from there, I met some really, really, really good people that I'm still good friends with. You've probably seen Star34 on my channel. Word a Girl was also big. There's Pixel Shot, like I had said before. Classic Customs I still do a little bit with. Awesome Fins is Wraith230, who did all the channel art. It was a big thing. This is where I met some really good friends of mine that are still friends with me to this day, and I'm glad to be friends with a lot of these people still now. But on top of that, Sploder kept going for years. I played Sploder until Adobe Flash's demise. I was working and I was doing almost an all-nighter to get my final game out on Sploder before Adobe Flash was like discontinued. And then I ended up getting sick that night, so I never actually got my finale game out. And the issue, it was like really painful to me because I was like, this was my passion. I don't take it lightly when I say I poured my childhood, my heart and soul into this site. It was amazing, and unfortunately, you cannot log in because Adobe Flash went down. They said they're gonna. Jeff said he was gonna upgrade, and I think he's kind of just finished it off. But here you can't see the images anymore, but there's an arcade game creator, platform game creator, physics game creator, a shoot 'em up game creator, which was the top down, and then the 3D space mission was the algorithm creator. And the person that was the best at getting the physics to work was Mr. Star34. He had that creator down to a science. It was really, really good. And he also had a little bit of some Mario Galaxy inspired games as well. Gravity is like Upside Dizzy. He had two, I believe, Beat Block Galaxy inspired games as well. But like when I say we fostered a community here, we fostered a community here. It was we had created around this site. There was something really good going with creativity and game design game design and creation. So back to the story and not my rambling on Sploder. If you ever want to ask me about Sploder any further, by all means, I love it. It was my childhood. But after Adobe Flash went down, Duck took a hiatus because even well before Flash had gone and Sploder was gone, I wanted to create a YouTube channel. I wanted to so badly. I've been waiting so long to do it. However, my upbringing was not very keen on internet access. In terms of like, no, you can't do a YouTube channel, focus on schoolwork, you'll get distracted, which was perfectly fine by me. Now, looking back, I'm like, that was a great thing. That has done so much for me. And like putting schoolwork first was a big deal. So that was great. I liked that. But in between Sploder and starting my YouTube channel, it was like high school years. Like not the entirety of high school. I think it was the summer between my sophomore and junior year that Sploder went down. But from there, from between then and the start of my YouTube channel, Duck really didn't do anything. I tried one music competitions for Ellie Beatmaker, which is no more because me being stupid, I didn't actually follow the competition's guidelines, so there was no reason for me to submit. So I tried that, but then from then on, it was like, no, I didn't do anything. But then once my beginning of college started coming around, I was like, all right, now that I'm gonna move out, I can probably do my YouTube channel, which I wanted to do before. I had watched people play Minecraft at that point, but had never owned the game. And I bought Minecraft then and immediately fell in love with it for the same reason I fell in love with Sploder originally, because of its classic creation. Like, we give you small guidelines and then you do whatever you want with it, and it's just open. And I liked that in Sploder, and I liked that in Minecraft. And so when I came to Minecraft, I was like, yes, I know exactly what I'm going to do. It is going to be an open source. Like, I just create what makes me want to enjoy my time and do content creation. It's something I enjoy because I know when I enjoy it, other people will enjoy it. And so that's what happened. I ended up going, I mean, I can pull up my YouTube channel. Holy, nope, not that. We don't want to look at WeRoms. I pull up my YouTube channel, and it's now been 5 months, and that's what it started. Is I was like, I'm going to take the thought process of what I had learned in Sploder and try to foster a community like that before, of people that can come and be entertained and enjoy their time and can see creativity trying to be produced and to see what would happen. And that's what I tried to do here. And so that's what I've been trying to foster and do. And that's kind of where we are today. That's been the history of it. I know I'm talking and rambling, but that is very brief. When I say that was a small part of what had happened, I mean it. There was a whole lot more in the community of Sploder than I mentioned, because I would have a 5-hour long video if I did mention it. However, I did want to take some very brief time to also say here that the story doesn't end here. I think that I'm just beginning. So that was my history, and now we're going to look to my future and say that my creativity and content creation, I don't think, will be limited to a YouTube channel. I think that sometime on, might not be in this type of format, but I want to recapture this sort of thing that happened in Sploder. I want to get back into game design. I want to get back into level creation. Like, I'm gonna tell you right here in Sploder, 95% of my games sucked. They were terrible. Compared to what these people, especially that are highlighted as my best friends, these people did. These people did so much better than I did. So much better. But it was the community and the creation that got me going, and I want to try to recapture that in some way. And I think that like my YouTube was a good start, and it's a passion of mine. I want to keep going. I want to keep going and enjoy it, and I love it. But I don't think it stops there. I think I'm going to, at some point, take Sploder, where games come true, and I think we are going to do our best to go further than that, to a point where this right here that you see as the beginning of Duck5557474 is not, it doesn't end here with this YouTube channel, because there was a hop between this duck, and I want to continue. I want to continue, and I really, really enjoyed it. But just to end off, I just wanted to say, if by any chance, also, ironic thing, level 189 for Sploder, 189, 188 subscribers. Can we get it to 189, please, so that they match? But sorry, that was a tangent. 189, 188. You guys know what to do. But what I do want to say here is, when Adobe Flash had gone down for Sploder, there was a group of us that were begging the creator, who goes by Jeff, to say, hey, can we have the source code? We will like change it so that it can continue and go from Adobe Flash to HTML or to a custom programming language, something like that. And I really wish that would have happened. So if on the off chance that Jeff might be listening, that thing still stands, because now I'm a comp sci major, so now I know what I'm doing, not just some weird teenager that just is begging for his childhood to stay. And I have a network of people that will help Sploder continue if at any chance you want Sploder to continue. But yeah, that's about it. I've hyper focused on Sploder. But that is honestly, that's where my childhood is and has always been, up until my YouTube channel. It was very good. This is Jeff. Just so you guys know, this is Jeff. He was the founder of Sploder, and I thank him so much for what he's done. He's done a whole lot for this community. He really did a wonderful work with Sploder. And I thank him for that. And also, he was very good about taking the game creation tools that he made and showing people how to use them in creative ways. He was very good with that, and I thank him so much for that. And I thank him for creating Sploder. But yes, I had hyper-focused here, but that's where my childhood was. Now, the next thing is, where do I hyper-focus in the next step? What is Duck gonna look like another 2 years down the road, which was the last time I was able to get on because of Adobe Flash? What will come of that now? And I want to keep this community here, because I really want to thank you guys. We got a positive community, and I love it. And it is so much reflective of what there was in Sploder, and I want to keep it. But where can we go next? Because I want to get back into game development. Now, this, by all means, this was... Sploder had game tools, and then you like set tiles. I want to go further than that with game development. But what type of creative outlet can we use now too? Because we have YouTube and Minecraft, and I want to keep that up. I love it. Absolutely love making videos and streaming for you guys. I love it. But I wonder where we can go next, because I have a second channel, and I wonder where we could go from there. But that is for another time, because I don't know what that looks like. And quite honestly, I want your guys' input and feedback and help on what that would look like. So this is going to be my sign-off. And I see no better way than to have you guys at the old Duck5557474 logo. But before I sign off, for those of you that are from Sploder, and that might only be 2 or 3 of you guys, because I know Star's here often, but I don't know how many of the other members know of my YouTube channel, I'm going to hope that I've got this signed in. So if I open up Google Drive. I hope it's go to Google Drive. Exploder avatars. This was sent to me. This is in different resolutions. This is a large amount of the Sploder avatars of the people at the very tail end of Sploder's lifetime and legacy. And here they are. And to see what happened, like here they're just here. To see kind of what they all looked like. Now this is, I mean, this I'm scrolling through very fast, so this is not like in any way fair. But this is kind of what they looked like. And so if there's different resolutions here, and then if we go to others and we go to types, I believe this is the various types of skins that people could create. Now, like I had said, PixelShot21 did my avatar. I did not. But here is the standard avatars with the various options that were available to us. And I only say that because it wasn't by me. I wasn't shared like that. Some of the graphics that I had created, I actually was able to download via my friend Star34, so I have some of those. But this, like the actual like Sploder avatars were not. These were not from me. These are from another friend, which I thank for. But I'm rambling again. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully this is kind of entertaining and you are excited about where this channel is going and where Duck is going in the future. And I hope I gave you a good lens into the history of Duck5557474 from 2014 to now. And I appreciate your guys being here and having such a great community. And I'm excited where it goes from here on out. And if you can match my Sploder level with my subscriber level, that would be amazing. But until next time, this is probably going to be my sign off. Thank you guys. I appreciate your guys' support. And let me know what you guys think that I could do and you guys would enjoy. And also I would like to have you guys with me on this journey, as in like if we do game development, maybe we do game development of like a multiplayer game or something like that. I want your guys' input on what we can do for a creative outlet in the future. And I don't want to like dismiss what we have going so far, but I want to add something to it. But I will await your guys' comments on that because that is exciting to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Sorry that I was rambling for a long time. And let's just let this avatar of Duck, as this might be the last time he's ever seen on this channel, let's let him do the signing off. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys later. Adios.